Welcome to the summary of Episode 2, Blood. January 17th, 2018. Mal opens his eyes to find himself captive in a gigantic temple. He sees the unconscious Batgirl to his right and Blue Beetle to his left. On a lower level, a ceremony is taking place, with a blue-skinned woman tied to a giant pole before a large number of hooded figures. One person announces that Sister Sigrid is ready for her sacrifice. As the blue woman smiles ecstatically, another person fires an arrow into her head, killing her instantly. Everyone in the crowd raises their arms up and sways together. Opening credits. Noticing that Mal is awake, the speaker welcomes Brother Malcolm to the Church of Blood. Hooded figures bring him down to the lower level where he stands among a large crowd. The man next to him whispers for Mal to close his eyes and pretend to be asleep. This seems to work as the speaker turns his attention back to the crowd in general. The man introduces himself as Jack and says he was kidnapped a few days earlier from Ireland, where he's a hero. He tells Mal that the speaker is called Brother Blood and he's been working with a partner who abducts heroes from all over the world. After they are brainwashed by Blood, the partner uses them for dangerous missions. They are then returned to Blood, who practices human sacrifices. Mal comments that Sigrid looked joyous when she was killed. Jack replies that he hasn't been there long enough for the mind control to take effect. Brother Blood announces that Sigrid's sister, Tora, will now be the final sacrifice of the day. Protector checks on Cyborg in his room. Vic shares that he's never been an angry person, but since his father was killed, all he feels is anger, not sadness. Protector tells him that there's no correct way to grieve. Vic asks Protector to sit with him. As the Archer, who Jack identifies as Merlin, gets ready to kill Tora, Virgil and his friends burst in and stop them. Although Brother Blood orders his followers to attack, the brainwashed flock is no match for the teens. Virgil discovers Mal, who quickly fills him in and asks him to free the team. Overwhelmed, Brother Blood and Merlin escape. Lilith is single-mindedly making all the funeral arrangements for Silas when Roy demands that she explain herself. Lilith reveals that she feels tremendous guilt from not having enough control over her powers to predict the shooting. She adds that Cyborg must hate her. Roy reminds her that her powers don't function on demand and she has no reason to feel guilty. Once the team is fully conscious, Virgil's group introduces their new friend, Rima, a Brazilian teen who can't speak but senses impending danger. Virgil explains that when Vandal Savage's agents tried to capture them, Rima's ability allowed them to escape. They then follow the agents back to the Church of Blood. Nightwing expresses his gratitude and offers them all a place on the team, but the group declines, preferring to be in a non-combat role. When saying goodbye to Mal, Jack says that he's met another prisoner named Dr. Mist, who can repair the damage from mental attacks. He and Dr. Mist are going to work together to rehabilitate everyone from Brother Blood's brainwashing. Mal wishes him the best. Lilith tells Vic that the funeral arrangements are all set. He lets her know that he doesn't blame her for not knowing about the shooting in advance. He says that his father's greatest joy was seeing Vic find friendship and a place to belong with the Titans, which he owes to Lilith and her powers. Both crying, they embrace. So just a few comments on the second episode. In this tightly focused episode, we learn what Vandal Savage has been up to since the end of Season 3, abducting metahumans from all over the world, using them for slave labor, and turning them over to the Church of Blood to be sacrificed. With Brother Blood, we have a figure who's been around for centuries, which is rare among Savage's contacts. He's also a suitably creepy character with his cult and human sacrifices. Merlin the Dark Archer is fun, since archers make for visually dynamic characters. Virgil's team was mostly absent from Season 3, so I wanted to bring them back. I added in yet another pastiche of the Super Friends diversity heroes with Rima, the rarely seen jungle girl from Brazil. Here I gave her the convenient power of sensing danger so the group could avoid being taken by Brother Blood and save the team. This episode also introduces the beginnings of the Global Guardians, also dating from the Super Friends era. Jack-O-Lantern, although he isn't seen in costume, is a charming provider of exposition for Mal. The Ice Maiden is sacrificed, but Tora, the much more familiar hero called Ice, is saved. These worldwide captives of Brother Blood's church will be unbrainwashed by Dr. Mist, who is also mentioned at the end. The B-plot deals with the aftermath of the shooting of Silas Stone. It's always interesting to explore the facets of grief, and Victor's anger is so overwhelming that it's eclipsing his sadness, which troubles him. For Lilith, she's overcome with tremendous frustration at not having enough control over her powers to foresee the tragedy. The bonding among the Titans is solidifying their cohesion as a team. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and look for many more episodes to come. Take care.